town or immobilized.
Okay.
I think the immobilization is to the benefit of the vehicle owner, so they know where the vehicle's at.
Right. They
It
don't
just,
pay the towing.
it gives them an incentive to actually take care of the issue as opposed to having to call the police and say, my car was stolen, and they have to do the towing fees and the impoundment fees and all that. But you're right, if it is a serious issue, the vehicle will be removed.
This is first reading too. Any other discussion? Yes, Mr. Grove.
I feel they're being more than fair. Probably way too fair. If there's an open citation and it's written again, my relief should be doubled. You go 20, 40, 60, 80 for the four. If just giving them a $20 ticket doesn't do it, each time that it expands, it should be a little more serious to them. Okay? And I understand that having dealt with this stuff through civil, court won't start with anything less than 100. So we are being more than fair with these people by starting out at $20. And if they can't come in and pay a $20 citation, if they've done it again, they'll kick it up to 40, and now they owe 60. Now, that's my personal opinion, for whatever it's worth.
Duly noted too. Mr. Hunt.
Greg May, I know that since the county police department has been on, that usually by the time they get a actual plane ticket, they've got at least 3 warnings typically.
Yeah.
Because I had an issue with previous tenants around by my business that it seriously impacted the snow removal. And he would get warning for like 3 weeks in a row, and he kept ignoring it, and finally they started giving him tickets.
Okay.
So, usually the time they get a ticket, they know.
Any other comments or discussion?
Do we have any idea what other communities outside are doing?
This was the language primarily lifted from the city of Grand Rapids. I don't know what other cities our size are doing, but this was in discussion with Sergeant Kelly and providing him the tools he needs to take care of the problem.
You say, just to clarify, this was at the request of the sheriffs, the county sheriffs. Like, we didn't come to them and say, we would like to do this. They said, we need tools to make this happen.
Yeah, Sergeant Kelly and I obviously talked quite a lot, and we talked about possible solutions to problems that we have. So I don't think I would say that they came to us. This would be a mutually agreed upon solution.
But we aren't thrusting it upon them.
Absolutely not.
No. Any other discussion?
Maybe that one thing, not lengthy, but as far as like her asking what other communities do, my brother-in-law is on the one for Bay City, their commission, and they have less parking than we do. They're a little bit bigger than us. They have kind of like Greenville does, where you alternate parking in the winter, and if you got X amount of hour window from when it starts snowing, if you haven't moved your vehicle, it's towed. There's no tickets, it's just towed away.
Okay.
I'm not saying do that here, I'm just saying.
Mr. Clark. Yes. Ms. Conley.
Yes.
Mr. Grove.
I'll say yes, but I still think we're being more than fair.
This is first reading.
I understand that. And
Thank you.
it needs to be amended.
Mr. Hopkins.
Yes.
Ms. Nixon.
Yes.
Ms. Powell.
Yes.
We'll call vote yes. I guess if you had concerns, Mr. Gross, I'll put them to Mr. Womack and we'll see what on the second reading. So, how's that?
That would be based on an open ticket and getting a second ticket. Next one we do should be more.
I think the point is, if you'd like to see it amended, you should come to my office and
Yes.
discuss it.
Okay.
Sounds good. Item J.
So we brought this to you guys a couple months back, and all the comments seem to be positive. I think I just forgot to bring back to you to actually be executed. So we just discussed this previously. I think it was in April. And nothing has changed. We authorization to sign the document.
I would make a motion to approve the professional services agreement with Infrastructure Alternatives Incorporated and direct the city manager to execute all necessary documents.
Second?
Been moved in second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Powell.
Yes.
Ms. Nixon.
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins.
Yes.
Mr. Gross.
Yes.
Ms. Conlon.
Yes.
Mr. Clark.
Yes.
Ms. Powell votes yes, the motion carries. Item K.
This is also a result of our sticker voting events that we've had recently. We presented this idea to the citizens, and they seem to really like it. So my staff, along with Ms. Clark and her staff, have worked together to put this event on. We're calling it the Sidewalk Chalk Contest. Okay.
Community event.
But as far as this is concerned, I was approached by a city council person who thought that I should ask for community event status. I don't think it's strictly necessary, but it would be nice to have. Unfortunately, the date is less than 1 month away from today, so you would have to wait policy 12 to vote on it. But I would ask that you approve of this community event application.
Mr. Mayor, would you like a motion to waive policy 12?
In the past, we have included in community events to not have to have a second reading because some of the short turnaround times is my understanding. The rest of the council in that agreement?
Well,
Yeah,
we've been
waive
including it,
policy 12.
but according to the original write-up, we didn't need to.
Okay.
So we've been doing it when we didn't need to.
So, we
So-
need to waive policy 12.
Do we?
No, we don't.
Okay.
We don't need
Okay.
to.
Okay.
We've been doing it because
Yeah.
for some reason that's what people thought we had to do. Then after we looking at it, it was one of the exemptions for the event.
I will say that
I
I
remember.
appreciated that most of our community events people have gotten to us. I mean, I
Yeah.
totally understand why this one's on the short notice, but that most of our community is getting educated on how to do this in a way that we get it out there, and I think it's better for our community events to have them
Well, sure, and then it's
publicized
publicized
more.
them twice.
Right.
Who made that motion?
We didn't. I asked if you would like a motion for
I would
policy
make a
12.
motion to approve the Sidewalk Shop community event application.
Second.
There has been moved and seconded. Is there any other discussion? Please, grand program.
It's wonderful.
Mr. Clark.
Yes.
Ms. Conlon.
Yes.
Mr. Gross.
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins.
Yes.
Ms. Nixon.
Yes.
Ms. Powell.
Yes.
Ms. All votes yes, the motion carries. Item L.
This pertains to the membership of the planning commission. I was approached by a planning commission member who is doing the math on how things are looking to shape up over the next year. We do have a motion later on today to remove one of the planning commission members. She has moved out of the district. That puts us at 8 active members. We do have one member of the planning commission who will be running for city council at some point, so she may be removing herself from planning commission. And we also have 2 city council members who are on planning commission, one of which I know would like to be off planning commission. So the simple math looks like we could either have a one-person problem or a 3-person problem. This would permanently change the number of planning commission members from 9 to 7. There was a spirited discussion at the planning commission regarding this issue. I take no official position. I will work with 9 or 7, either way. But I think what it did do is spur the planning commission members to do some recruiting efforts. So at this point, I would ask you to entertain a first reading, and we'll see where things go over the next month. So I may have a whole hat full of names come next planning commission meeting, and then this will be a moot point.
Excuse me, what's the will of the council?
Well, I'll make the motion so we can have the discussion. So I'm going to make a motion to amend Chapter 2, Article 4, Division 3, Section 2-186, on membership of the Code of, for the Planning Commission of the Code of Ordinances of say from 9 to 7.
Okay, it's been moved in second. Discussion. On planning commission, you know, in my mind, 9 people are nice because I like to have 9 voices. But in reality, we have a hard time getting to that number. We're constantly one short, or we just get it filled and we lose someone. And knowing fully well that Mr. Hopkins wanted off, I have been busy contacting people to get on the planning commission. Everybody wants on all the other boards, but they don't want on the planning commission. Myself, we can do well with 7 members. In years past, there were 7 members on the planning commission, and then years back we did up it up to 9. So we have worked in the past with 7. It would be easier for me if we had 7. I'm recruiting some people right now, but who's to say? But this is a first reading. Maybe by the next month we'll have some persons stepping up that want to be on the planning commission. That's my 2 cents. Anyone else?
And if someone, Mr. Mayor, just to clarify, if someone would like to be on planning commission, they should send a letter of request to Mr. Womack saying, I would like to be on planning commission.
There's also an application available on the website.
So if someone would like to, as I speak directly to the YouTube video.
We have, several avenues. We're going to post it on the city's webpage, and there was other comments to go into Facebook and all the above. So if you know of anyone interested, please twist their arm or convince them to serve the community. The planning commission is a very powerful vote. It shapes the life and the
I will help
direction
someone fill out a form.
of this community for 15 to 20 years. So, having said that, Mr.
If I may, the majority of the planning commission, they preferred the 9 versus the 7. So,
More
again,
voices,
this is
more.
first read, so
I would
see
like,
if you find anybody in between now and next one.
Yes, we can always.
Let's change it again later.
I would like permission to abstain because I've been interested in the planning commission. And it would, I feel like it couldn't be separated from what my
But
vote.
you don't get any monetary involvement. You
Well,
don't get paid to be on planning commission.
That's true, right? You don't, but I just,
How much influence do you have on John? That would be the true question, and then the next one would be, are you making a motion to appoint him to the planning commission?
I did make a motion, he's very interested in doing so,
I don't know.
Moving on.
but I don't, in any case.
We'd have to
I've appointed my husband to the planning commission.
Okay.
Yeah.
From previous things with Sherry Foster, she was not able to. She was the president of an organization that was going before planning.
Okay, well, I just wanted to put my potential conflict out there, should anyone have any
No
feelings
problem.
about it.
It's not a conflict.
You're not voting for him on or off, you're
Right.
voting no.
But even when you vote for him on, were he to apply and you were to approve, he doesn't get paid. So it's not a conflict.
Okay. Any other discussion on this before I go for a roll call? This will be a first reading. I'm amending that from 7 to 7 members. Mr. Clark? Yes. Ms. Conlon?
Yes.
Mr. Groves?
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins?
Yes.
Ms. Nixon?
Sure.
Mrs. Powell?
Yes.
Mr. Hall votes yes. Motion carries. I would, like a letter from him.
It's 10-4. I will go
Thank
home
you.
tonight and make him write one.
And say, I'll tell you.
Yes, don't make, that'll be your influencer.
Okay.
Item M, moving on.
There's also a form online on the forum.
Yes.
Offer Brown.
I can do 10-minute cake. He's on my team.
Item M, Mr. Womack.
So City Hall currently has operating hours of Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. It's been the general trend in both public and private sectors to move to a 4-day work week by increasing the hours per day. I find that citizens also work a 9 to 5 job, and that limits their ability to come to City Hall when we're only here from 9 to 5. So I thought about this long and hard, and I would like City Hall to be open more. And it's very difficult to do a swing shift with as few staff members as we have. So I talked with staff quite a bit, and I brought this to you guys a couple of times, I think. And so what I'm proposing, I see I didn't amend my motion. So the motion reads 8 to 6, but I guess I would put it to your consideration to either be 8 to 6 or 7:30 to 5:30 if the council has one way or the other. But what I would like to do is start this out for a approximately 90-day period, see if it's to the benefit of the citizens. And in October, if it is, we could review the issue and see if we'd like to make it a permanent solution.
What's your preference?
Sorry?
What is your preference? 7:30 to 5:30 or 8 to 6?
Me personally, my preference is 8 to 6. However, my staff, I think, would prefer to see 7:30 to 5:30. And they do have good relevant reason. Mine is kind of a flippant reason. My reasoning is I'm not a morning person. I would prefer to open at 10 if I could. But staff...
Did they do 7:30 to 5:30 and you do 8 to 6?
Staff indicated to me that they think that people would be more likely to stop at City Hall on their commute down to Grand Rapids as opposed to back from Grand Rapids.
That makes sense.
I agree.
They would prefer the morning hours be extended and the afternoon hours be extended slightly.
Thank you. This is more of a management decision, but if the council needs that support, the manager could do this.
We do have personnel policies that indicate the Monday to Friday schedule, so I would like your support.
Mr. Mayor, I will make a motion to change the City Hall hours to Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 5:30, starting July 10th until October 10th as a trial period.
I would second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. Any further discussion on this matter?
What's your current hours, 1:30 to 5?
9 to 5.
9 to 5. Hearing no other discussion?
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about, I would, being one of those people that drove for years to work in the morning, I chose, like so many other people I was driving with, cut it as close to getting to work in time as possible. Traffic is extensive in the morning. I really like to see 8 to 6, just for the discussion of it.
I'm also not a morning person and would never dream of trying to stop by someplace on my way to work. I'm much more likely to do it on my way home, but I don't know. There are ambitious people in the world that do before the sun, and I don't know.
I'm one of those people.
5 to 6 every morning.
I get
Well,
up
this is only a temporary too, so.
we get up at 5 in our house.
We can see how it goes and tweak it, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The manager will have that.
Buy you a nice coffee maker for the morning.
I already have a coffee drip in my arm by the time we get to
I was
Okay,
gonna say,
understand that I now have the skills to put that idea in for you.
Okay, back on topic here.
I was just going to say, Mr. Mayor, can we give the manager the latitude to make that adjustment with his staff as they see fit, based
I
on
think
the
so.
people
That's,
that are coming in?
That's a manager's decision, manager.
I mean, I made the motion for 7:30 to 5:30, but if you 2 months in
Directed by the manager.
feel that it needs to be different, that would be
Sure,
fine.
we could see if people are hitting the door at 5:30, and then adjust it up to 6 if necessary.
And I would also suggest, Mr. Manager, that if you want to adjust your hours by a half an hour, that's your call.
Well, I'll tell you, the ultimate truth is I'll still be coming to the office on Fridays because I find that most effective when the doors are closed to the public.
Right.
Okay,
I currently,
just a clarification, we have a motion on the floor to amend the City Hall hours from 7:30 to 5:30, from July 10 to October 10, so, and it's been moved and seconded, so
That's what we're voting on.
that's what we're voting on.
Sure.
Everyone understand that one? Okay, hearing no other discussion. Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Conlon?
Yes.
Mr. Groves?
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins?
yes.
Mrs. Nixon?
Yes.
Mrs. Powell?
Yes.
I would ask the council's consensus if they would allow the manager to tweak that hourly stop time as needed. Anybody have a problem with that?
I'm good with that.
Are you okay with that, Mr. Womack?
I am, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to, I believe, item N.
Yeah, this would be Ms. Newland's motion for resolution. Would you like to speak on it?
And this is,
So this is the amendment to a contract that already exists for the extension of the lights in Prairie Run.
oh, okay.
This is for the new part. The part that already exists, we actually already have in that contract. We've been paying the electric and so forth. So what generally happens is, they will pay to have the lights installed, and then Consumers Energy will maintain those lights. We just have to pay for the energy use. From my talks with the mayor, this is a common occurrence. And it was brought forth by Consumers Energy because they would like to run the electrical for those lights soon. Any questions?
Sake of discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I will make a motion to resolution number 2017-13, a resolution to approve Consumers Energy authorization for change in standard lighting contract for the Prairie Run extension.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? We currently pay a blanket cost for every street light in town. Anytime we add one, there's a monetary fee per light. And that's to cover the maintenance and the power for it for 1 year. We pay this every year. It goes into our lighting bill, just for information. Any discussion?
Just, we need street light.
Okay. Hearing none. Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Conley?
Yes.
Mr. Groves?
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins?
Yes.
Ms. Nixon?
Yes.
Ms. Powell?
Yes.
Ms. All votes yes, motion carried. Item O.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to remove Sarah Hendricks from the planning commission since she has moved out of the city limits.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? She was trying to buy a home here in town and ultimately did not, and she bought one just south of town, so she will no longer be with us.
Outbid.
Oh, good. Hearing no other discussion on that, I'll do a roll call. Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Ms. Conley?
Yes.
Mr. Groves?
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins?
Yes.
Ms. Nixon?
Yes.
Ms. Powell?
Yes.
Ms. All votes yes, motion carried. We have any other further business?
Got some communications and stuff.
Okay, any motions? We're done.
Believe we're all set.
We'll move into communication.
Rockin' for getting all the way through.
Trying to get out of here, 9 o'clock, sorry. 8:30.
So communication, the first one up is the DDA Community Night Library Grand Opening Input. My amazing clerk put together a bar graph with numbers and colors and the whole shebang.
Very nice, very nice.
To show you what people thought was important. I think you'll see Community Recycling Center, new fire barn, and chalk kernel events at the top of the list for the most part. You also see it broken down by city residents versus township or surrounding area residents. Mr. Smith, my deputy treasurer, is working on the Community Recycling Center. The fire barn we are still working on, it's a very complex topic. And the chalk and carnival events we have set for July 8th. I believe. So soon. Please come out and draw on pavement for us.
It'll be on the back side.
And that is part of my overall plan to bring additional art and color to the downtown area. There is a July 31st local government barbecue in Canonsburg if you're interested, which apparently is so important we put it on here twice.
I also made photocopies, and if anybody interested as a council to attend that I would drive.
Okay. July 31st, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, I believe it is. So if you're interested,
Think I'll get with you.
Give me a call.
Think I'll be back for my meeting. I will not be at the July meeting. because I will be in Miami, Florida, because everyone goes to Miami in July.
Of
So,
course, be with you, my friend.
So if anybody needs a ride there, if I'm not back from the Upper Peninsula, I'll drive down there.
I'll put it in my calendar.
Mr. Womack.
I also added a medical marijuana sample ordinance for you guys to read through. That issue will definitely be coming before December 15th. I did some extensive work, I think, with the planning commission on this issue already, and I'm sure at some point they will weigh in. Other than that, department reports. I will be taking June 30th off. I have a minor surgery I have to attend to. And it's been real busy in City Hall. We didn't have internet for the better part of the week. Apparently a squirrel, chicken, turkey, something or other hit a power line, I think on Tuesday. That causes significant problems. And it's a full moon. So, yeah, interesting week. So I believe that's all I got.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of the manager in this report?
Did we find out what actually caused the outage?
I think we actually had a deputy witness it.
Transformer blew up.
Transformer blew. It was a pretty significant blowout on 17 in front of the farm and family home. Cinder blocks were destroyed. Things were melted. It was a big, pretty significant deal.
For once, not our transformer. We're the one that gets the squirrels and gets you up. We are.
We still got no lights. Okay. Any questions of Mr. Stressman, Department of Public Works? I see, I'm hearing none.
I just would like to say the cemetery, I didn't actually, I drove by it on Memorial Day and it looked amazing.
It was.
With the flags and
The pictures were quite impressive.
yes, so thank you.
I'll pass that on to my crew. The only addition I have is we are experiencing a vibration in number 4 well again. So it's offline until the well company comes out and inspects everything.
They just replaced that bowl section? Oh, okay, cool. Maybe warranty?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Any other questions of Mr. Stressman and the DP? The cemetery looked very, very, very nice.
Impressive. The whole
Very
town
nice.
was nice.
Yeah, it did.
Very nice.
Those big flags that they put along the driveway.
That's the Legion.
The Legion? Okay, well, it's very impressive. It's
Very.
really nice. And I'm not really a cemetery person. But it was,
See, Officer Kelly's not with us.
Well, we're all dying to get in there, so, you know.
No, some people don't.
I was gonna say, my people don't so much do that.
Moving on,
Mr.
back
Mayor,
on-
Sergeant Kelly's on vacation, but we did discuss every item that he was involved with today and give him support.
Chief Frazier.
I'm going to try to keep it real brief. I don't know,
You got
got a couple
2
minutes.
minutes.
In your summary, monthly summary, we had our tire inspections, ladders and hoses tested. The technician from Wonderland Tire in Greenville, I'll give you a real brief quote. Dry tires inside shoulder worn down due to age of tires, wheels, tires are beginning to show signs of stress crack on the sidewalls. This is engine number 4, the 30-year-old engine that we have. I guess I got a quote just the last couple of days and hit briefly with Mr. Womack on it. Replace them 6 tires and wheels with new and give her some more life. We're looking at $3,400.
Not bad.
I have that much left in this year's budget, I believe. I have not had time to look at the budget, and Mr. Womack suggested I get with Finance Director, and if we can't get this done by the end of June, then maybe we can carry that couple extra dollars from this budget to the next budget to get that done as a work being scheduled.
What's council's consensus on that?
I guess my question is to the council, this third engine, and as Mr. Gross knows, is part of our ISO rating, and if we get rid of it, our ISO ratings are going to go up. So it is a necessary piece of equipment. However, how does the council feel about sticking $3,400 into 6 brand new tires and wheels?
I think we,
The money
Tires
there.
and wheels. This truck is 30 years old and has the old split rims on it. And for those that know what split rims are, they can be a Widowmaker.
I'll wait for you to put out a flyer if you have 2 flats. We need that truck.
Well,
I think the consensus
it's
is,
pretty, but if I go all tires going there, it's gonna be really
For
costly.
the tires and the rims.
The tires, the technician has no problem with the tires the way they are as of now. He recommends, because they are beginning to show wear.
I think this council has agreed that we should take care of that problem and fix it.
Now, my next question is, do I go with Wonderland tire that we have been using for the last several years, well, a few years, or do the council want me to solicit 2 other quotes from
Mr. Womack?
other vendors?
I believe when we discussed the matter, they were the only local company, and you had to go out of state for the other quotes.
No, this was the ISI Viking bottles. These are the tires.
I would think that between you and Mr. Womack, settle that out, and
Yeah, this is part of why I thought we should discuss it with Ms. Falcon, so we could identify where the money was at. I think it's an important thing to do.
I believe so.
We just have to identify where the money's gonna come from.
Take it out of the chief's pay.
Do we pay him enough to cover
For a
it?
couple of years.
I think it's a very important investment, we need to do it, and I would hope Ms. Falcon and Mr. Manager Womack, he can go up to X dollars that we get this done. Everybody agree?
I think on the, getting another idea on the amount, I think with the time constraint, we should wait on comparison. Just go ahead and
I've got a little bit of doubt in my mind, but I think this is gonna be one of the better prices. And one other quick thing, our ISI Viking bottles that we ordered, also give me approval, come in Tuesday. We will get them down and get them repaired, tested, and back to service probably within the next week or so.
Great.
Thank you for the council for that.
Thank you for running into buildings the rest of us are running out of.
I don't run anywhere, Ms.
Oh, you saunter home. My only question was, are these the original tires for the truck?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Tires are not, the rims are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But still, that's a lot of time.
The drive tires are the big concern, remember the front one, the steer.
Sure,
One of them let loose,
yeah, very tight.
you're gonna hang out, you're gonna have quite a ride.
You're jeopardizing the life of the lawn department or three.
And whoever's in the way of that truck.
And the getting
Let's
the
take care
fire
of
that the
that.
truck has to get to.
Thank you, Mr. Fraser.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk,
I don't have anything to add aside from what's in my report.
any questions of the clerk? Hearing none. Finance Director, Mrs. Faulkner, she's coming up.
I apologize, I didn't have time to put a report in the packet tonight, but just one thing I wanted to share with you. Part of my job as the city treasurer is to collect delinquent personal property taxes. Those don't get turned over to the county treasurer like real property. So March 1st comes, they're delinquent at that time, I send out a letter saying please pay or you'll see me in person. June 5th was the date on the letter that I put, and I think there was 9 parcels that didn't pay. So Sergeant Kelly and I visited all 9 businesses on Monday. A couple of them were closed. We had to go back Tuesday. People weren't in. Go back Wednesday. We've collected 7 out of the 9 so far.
Wow.
Haven't had to seize any property. Expect payment on 1 more tomorrow, and extenuating circumstances, I'm giving the last one a little bit more time to pay.
Good job.
So
Awesome.
I don't like to do that, but
I've been there, done
I
that.
have to. So
Not fun, but thank you.
Thank you.
yeah,
I thought we got rid of personal property.
no, there are.
One's over 80,000, we still have.
And most of these, had they filled out the form at the beginning of last year, they wouldn't have had 2016 personal property taxes, but they didn't fill out the form, so they got taxed. They didn't pay it, so I have to collect it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you, Ms. Falcon, for all your hard work on the budget and
Thank you.
getting us and leading us in the right direction and these budget amendments and everything.
Fixing and finding and line iteming
Well,
and.
being new here, I would like to pass that. That thanks, I appreciate that, I really do. But to the people that were here that helped me with some of the mysteries and,
It's a team effort.
yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
I'd further like to thank Ms. Welken for bringing the city manager covered city to us.
Yes.
Thank you. Code enforcement. Ms. Womack, you have to speak to any of that?
No, this was just a late report. I only got it a couple days ago. Code enforcement officer and I have talked about where we'd like to direct his energies in the new year. We did put together 2 days per week for code enforcement for the new budget. I think it's necessary. I think there's a lot of slacking off according to the code enforcement rules, the ordinances. I'd like to see addressed. So the junk piles and derelict cars are the 2 things that Joe's going to focus his energy on. And once we get those things solved, we'll move on to the next thing. I think we're doing a fine job.
Thank you. Building inspection, any questions? And we have some boards and commission minutes from the last, CDBG and the library board minutes. Any other discussion? Before I go into council comment? Hearing none. Mr. Clark?
So a few flowers for the sheriff's department. They've been spending some extra time out here at Freedom Tech monitoring speed. I only wish that Kent County would do something about the transition between Cedar Springs and Solon Road. That is just such an awful time. They did fill the potholes.
Sand Lake is worse.
Sand Lake is worse. I know. So anyway, this is a good thing that they're monitoring. I don't know how they go faster here anyway. So there. And then we had an incident out at CTA has this really nice outside basketball court with glass boards. So we've been attracting a lot of attention from just community kids who come and play after school and on weekends. So last weekend we had about 30 people out there playing basketball, and it's really secluded behind the elementary. So I was out there working and I was watching, and all of a sudden I heard these people yelling and swearing. I didn't know what was going to happen with 30 people. I thought it was going to be a gang war or something. So I called the sheriff's department. It turned out it was 2 friends. They're friends a long time, but they got into the slugfest. But the sheriff's department came out, talked to them, kind of settled things down. So they were right there on the job. So I appreciate that.
Ms. Powell?
Just want to say how happy I am to see all these events, the chalk art and the car show, Christmas in July, and the radio, amateur radio thing. And hopefully I can get to the hopscotch, or the chalk art, and maybe do some hopscotch, because I love to hopscotch.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
So that is, well,
I'll come hopscotch.
okay.
Right.
Wasn't that like the dinosaur Playboy? They're not Playboy, Game Boy, Game Boy.
What? Dinosaur Playboy?
Game Boy.
Dinosaur Playboy by ears? Excellent.
You're next.
I would like to say that the library, I had the honor of speaking at the library grand opening, and it was amazing, and there was so much of our community there, and it is so beautiful. It is such a just wonderful facility and view and bridge, and I had the privilege of being there with my son to help plant some bushes, and we will get to watch them grow, and it's just, I am so excited that this finally happened. And I would also like to say I had the privilege of giving the grand toast at the grand dinner of our Ren Fair. And hopefully, even though it's not my flavor of nerd, I showed up in the appropriate attire with appropriate words. And it seemed like people were having a really fabulous time, and the park was full of people flinging things and doing things. So lots of men in tights. And wahoo! It was wonderful. So that's what I have to say.
Thank you. Mr. Grove?
Got me off guard. I guess we're coming right down the line. I also would like to thank all of the department heads and for everything they do. I want to emphasize something that Chief Frazier said. Number 4 is a 30-year-old truck. We're very close. After 20 years, they're no longer considered to be a frontline pumper. He now is dealing with 2 pumpers that are no longer considered to be frontline pumpers. By the time he gets his next county truck, number 4 is going to be an antique, and number 8 is going to be nearly 20 years old. Somewhere along the line in here, we as a city council have to find 5 ways to buy another city truck, which is what number 4 was. And that was a replacement of the truck that lived way beyond its lifespan also. So just the pumping capacity is what determines your ISO, but they also take a look at how many frontline pumpers you have. So just on their behalf, they are living with things that are becoming somewhat antiquated. They still run, they still pump, but along with wheels and stuff, there's other things that begin to get fatigued. So we just need to keep that in mind come next year's budget or leading up to next year's budget.
Funding.
So again, thank you to all of you for what you do. Appreciate it greatly.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. Mr. Hopkins.
I want to thank everybody that makes this community run smoother than what it's been for a long time. And I want to also invite everybody to the Goonies in the Park, the movie in the park tomorrow night. And we've got our sidewalk sales on Saturday, which I'm actually really excited about this one. We've actually got some new board members on the Chamber of Commerce this last year, and they're actually doing their job, making it efficient to run. We've got 13 businesses that are going to have their storefronts open and participate in the sidewalk, where we used to say 4. And then we've got 30 plus non-local brick and mortars that will be coming to set up. So we've got, I think it's 46, I think is what the total is, vendors and merchants that will be set up on Main Street this weekend. We haven't seen that for our sidewalk sales since the first one we did in August 2012 when we first reformed the chamber.
Great.
Wonderful.
Then Christmas and July one is a little bit different than we've done previous years. Normally we have food and game on Friday night, but we're having a potluck with that. And we'd really love to see all the council members and staff show up for that if they would like to have.
What's the date?
That is the 14th of July.
Oh, I'll be in Miami.
We'd just like to have a good old community potluck, community picnic like we used to do in the olden days.
Anything in the park for that? Was that correct?
Well, in the park, yeah.
Thank you. Any other?
And one other thing, we have this little Northern Physical Therapy made a wooden tic-tac-toe board that they handed out to all the local businesses at Christmas time. And we always call that a prehistoric Game Boy. So when we was talking about the hopscotch, I was getting PlayStation and games. That came out right.
Okay.
More dinosaurs, okay.
Duly noted. This is next.
I just don't know how I can follow that.
I was going to say same, but you try.
Well, okay.
Go, girl.
So on another note, I guess I'll date myself a little bit. I wrote in number 4 when it was a month old, and we've had it a month, so it's probably time. And I'm sure that was off books and against regulations, but the man who made it possible passed away, so try to get him for it. Anyway, so yeah, it's time. We need to, it's on the list to figure it out. But again, thank you to employees and community members who do events and volunteers, and you know, it wouldn't be the same place if we didn't have all the people who do things that never get recognition. So thank you to them, and I tell it that we can't follow prehistoric anymore.
Yes. Noted that we had a farmer's market today at the brewery, and it was well attended, and it was very nice, very
Wonderful.
nice. And we'll have another one
every Thursday from 8 until 12 noon.
Very nice.
Very good,
Awesome.
and fresh produce.
Oh, I'm gonna be there next Thursday.
It's very unique, very nice.
Fabulous.
Michigan local cheese too.
Yes, Michigan
really?
local cheese.
Local cheese. Oh, I'm so there.
I'd also thank all the people that work here and that keeps us going forward and growing forward and look at where we've been ahead. And thank you all, one and all. And that